Okay, and we're back. Now what we're going to do is just 3 quick lessons on post-production audio. The first lesson is going to be on how to sync audio. The second part will be on how to actually raise the levels. And the third part will be how to use audio fades. So to start off with, we are here in Premiere. We're going to start a new project, call it the Next Gen Film Festival Post-Production Audio. I guess it already exists. So we'll call it number 2. And as this is opening up, one thing I wanted to mention that this is not supposed to be like a full editing tutorial for Premiere, simply just to show some of the different audio techniques that could be helpful. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a couple clips. One of them is a video clip, and the second one is actually an audio clip. And we're going to import both of those into Premiere. Now these techniques that we're going to be applying, these are for Premiere, but they can also be applied in some of the other editing softwares. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and start a new sequence. We'll call it post-production audio. And first thing we'll do is we'll import the video file. And the second thing we'll do is we'll import the audio file. And now we're going to pick up on that question of, why do we do those claps when we're actually in production? Now, as you look at this waveform here, one thing you'll notice is this line right here that's popping up. And as we can see with Steven, that's his clap. That makes it really easy for us to find a way to sync the audio. So as we zoom in, we're going to try to get that as close as we can. But one thing you'll notice is we're not being able to get it perfect, and that has to do with the frame rates. So a simple technique in Premiere is to go over here to this tab, and we're going to actually show the audio time units. And that will allow us to get the audio to be perfect. So now we have synced the audio. And I'm just going to trim it so that the audio fits the video file. Now for the second part of this tutorial, we'll actually go into the levels and how to get your levels more even and just closer to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim this piece down to a section. And as we play back this audio file, I want you to take a look over here on the right. As you're going to see, we're going to be closer to between -6 and -12, which is perfect for when we were recording. But now we want to try to bring the audio levels up near 0. So let's take a look first.
So getting into guitar was largely influenced by my older brother.
Now, as you can see, we're not getting quite up to 0. So a simple technique is to click the audio file, and we're going to click G, which stands for audio gain. It's a shortcut. And here we're going to have some different ways to adjust the audio gain. The one we like to use a lot of times is the normalize max peak to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to click that one, and when I push OK, take a look here at what happens to the audio. You can see it went up, and as we go back and we start to replay this, you'll see that the audio levels are much closer to 0.
So getting into guitar was largely influenced by my older brother. He used to play a lot of electric guitar.
So now we have synced the audio. We've worked with the audio levels. The third part of this will be actually looking at fades. And in the third part of this tutorial, we're going to go over how to use fades. So for this example, I'm going to take this interview with CJ, And what I'm going to do is I want to trim it down to be shorter. So the first thing we can do is play it back and listen to it.
The thing that got me into playing guitar would be watching my older brother play. He was a guitar player, more of just like a hobbyist, but he used to play a lot of my favorite songs, and I really enjoyed watching, and I really wanted to play guitar. So when it came time for me to get a musical instrument, guitar was just naturally what I gravitated towards.
Now the section that I want to cut out is this section right here. So I'm going to use the razor blade tool.
Guitar, and I really enjoyed watching my older brother play.
So after play, I'm going to make a cut. I'm going to bring these two pieces together. And let's go ahead and do a playback.
Brother play. The thing that got me into playing guitar would be watching my older brother play.
It's a little rough in this section, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually add a fade. I'm going to right click, push apply default transitions. And as we zoom in, we'll see that that transition is called constant power. Should make it smoother.
The thing that got me into playing guitar would be watching my older brother play. I really enjoyed watching, and I really wanted to play guitar. So when it came time for me to get a musical instrument, guitar was just naturally what I gravitated towards.
And I'm going to show you two other fade techniques, one for the beginning of an audio clip and one for the end. So for the one for the beginning of the audio clip, we can go into the effects section here in Premiere. We're going to click audio transitions and then crossfade. And we have what's called the constant power effect. We can apply that at the beginning. Just make it a little bit longer here. Just make for a nice smooth transition.
The thing that got me into playing guitar would be watching my older brother.
And at the end, we can also add what's called an exponential fade. And this will help us to lower the audio levels at the end of an audio clip. Just lengthen it a little bit.
What I gravitated towards.
And that pretty much does it. Overall, we're looking forward to seeing your submissions, and we hope that this audio class has been helpful. Thanks for watching.